Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swami Nithinamini. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nithinamini. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manubhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Uttapada Kamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sakagana Raghunadhanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaidam Savadutam Parijana Sagitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sakagana Lalita Sri Visakanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dena Bandhu Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarvyascha Kripa Sindhubhye Vachapatitana Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaurabhatta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Iswaraga Paramaga Krishnaga Sachidananda Vigraga Anadi Radir Govindaga Sarvakarana Karanam. Hare Krishna. By the causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna, we are nicely studying Bhagavad Gita, the most confidential knowledge. That is Raja Guhyam. So Krishna is teaching in this Bhagavad Gita that we are not the doer at all. We don't do anything. That means we do nothing. Other than saying that I am doing. I am the doer. That is the only thing we are doing. That is the wrong thing we are doing. But in reality, we are doing nothing. That is the reason, that's the only reason we are controlled by the modes of nature. We are in this material world. Because we are saying that we are the doers. We cannot blame anyone for anything happening here. Because they are not the doer. But the problem is that the result, we have to suffer. When a person commits a crime, he is not the doer. Only the three modes of material nature is doing it. That's why Krishna says that Nyayam va Viparitam va. Whether it is Nyayam, the right thing, or Viparitam, the bad thing. In both cases, all the five factors play the roles, not that individual person alone plays the role. Even in that five factors also, that individual person is not there. Even though we say, even though in that sloka Krishna says, Adhishtanam tata karta karanam cha pratak vidam vividascha pratak cheshta devam chaivatra panchamam. So the place where the action is happening, Adhishtanam, then tata karta. Karta is the performer, but we already understand from Bhagavad Gita that we are not doing anything. Everything is done by the three modes of material nature. So that way, we should say that the karta is the modes of nature. That's why, so tata karta, adhisthanam tata karta, karanam cha pratak vidam. Karanam, so the various instruments, and then vividasya pratak cheshta. Again, this is the modes of nature. Vividasya pratak cheshta, different endeavors. So that endeavors are also done by the three modes of nature. Then Devam Chaivatra Panchamam, then Devam, the God. So whether that action is the Nyayam or Viparitam, whether it's a good action or a bad action, sinful action, but in either case, it is all these five factors have to come together. When that is the case, we cannot blame anyone for anything which is happening. But when a person commits crime, he is put into jail. Why? Because this material world itself is a jail, and we are struggling and suffering in this material world because we are repeatedly, again and again, we think that we are the doer. That is the problem. Everyone, the authority thinks that that person is the doer, and we think that we are the doer. Everyone thinks that they are the doers. That's the reason we are struggling and suffering in this material world again and again. We need to realize, we need to understand the fact that we are not the doers. As soon as we realize and think that we are not the doers, then we are not responsible for anything. Krishna is saying very clearly that yasya na ahankrito bhavo buddhi yasya na lipyate hatvapi sayima loka na hanti na nibadyate. Because everything is done by only the all these 5 factors. So tatraiva sati kartaram atmanam kevalam tvayaga pasyat akrita buddhidvan nasa pasyati durmati. So everything is done by these 5 factors. Anyone who thinks that he is the only doer, then he is not at all intelligent and he is not seeing things as they are. Nasa pasyati durmati. So that's why Krishna is saying that if a person is not motivated by false ego, if a person has steady intelligence, yasya na ahankrito bhavu buddhi yasya na lipyate, his intelligence is not entangled, then even if he kills a man in this world, even if he kills a person in this world, he is not the killer and he is not bound by his actions. That's why yasya na ahankrito bhavu buddhi yasya na lipyate atvapi sayimma lokana hanti na nibadyate. That is the reality, that is the fact we need to understand. Na hanti na nibadyate. We are not the killer. So that way we are not the doer. But today we are going to study very important sloka where Arjuna is asking a question, which we have referred many, many times in the past. We are not the doer. But we are forced to act. That's the point we need to understand. This body, we think that it is our body. We think that we own this body. But Krishna is teaching in Bhagavad Gita that Krishna, Isvaraga Sarvabhutanam Kritatesha Arjuna Tistati Brahmayan Sarvabhutani Yantra Rudani Mayaya. So this body is yantra, it's a machine which is operated by Maya, the 3 modes of material nature. So this jiva, the soul, is simply wandering here and there inside this body under the control of the modes of nature. And Krishna, the super soul, the Supreme Lord, is also seated in our heart. So that's why Isvara Sarvabhutanam Kritatesha Arjuna Tistati Brahmayan Sarvabhutani Yantra Rugani Maya. So that is the fact that we are not the doer, we don't do anything, but we are stuck inside this body. And because we desire to enjoy the material sense objects, we are forced to act. There is only reason. Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsaga Sangaste Supajayate. That is the problem. The root cause of the problem is with our mind thinking about the sense objects. So that is the problem. Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsaga. If we don't do that, we are very, very safe. If we don't focus our mind on if we don't think about the material sense objects, then we are very safe actually. So in this way, there are many places are dangerous places. If you go there, it is not safe. So generally, people don't go to such places where it is not safe. Similarly, it is not at all safe when we let our mind to think about the sense objects. Then it is not at all safe. Then we are in big trouble. We are going to lose control. We are going to gain kama and krodha. All such things are going to happen. So the root cause of the problem is dhyayato vishayan, thinking about the sense object. Dhyayato Krishna, we are safe. Dhyayato Vishayan, we are in big trouble. That's it. So we should meditate on Krishna, not on the material sense objects. Even one of the roaming senses on which the mind focuses can carry away the intelligence. So that means we will lose our intelligence. Indriyanam vicharatam yan manolo vidiyare tadasya harati pragyam vayurnavam ivambas. So that way, the root cause of the problem is when we think about the material sense objects, the ayato vishaya. So that's why we need to train ourselves, train our mind to not think about the material sense objects, and simply by focusing our mind on Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. So that way, every day we are training our mind not to think about anything in this material world. We have to ditch everything in this material world, because that is going to bind us to this material world. It is the problem. If you have any attachment to anything in this material world, then that's very dangerous. It's going to bind us. That is what is known as bandha. Swabhavajena kaunteya nibaddaga svena karmana. So that's what is happening. So nibaddaga means it is binding. So our swabhava is binding us to this material body. And it's binding us to the material activities, all such things, karma, janma, everything, karma bandha, janma bandha. All this bondage actually will make us to suffer in this material world. Whereas if we simply focus our mind on Krishna and offer everything to Krishna and surrender everything to Krishna, then nothing is going to bind us. Brahmanadaya karmani sangam tyaktva karoti yaga lipyatena sapapena padmapatram ivambasa. So we need to do everything as an offering to Krishna. Brahmanadaya, only for Brahman, only for Krishna, only for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. We need to perform all the activities. And how can we prove? How can we say that we are doing everything only for Krishna? So that is possible only. Brahmanadaya karmani sangam tyaktva karoti yaga. By giving up all attachment to the results, we can prove that we are doing all the activities only for Krishna. That's why Brahmanadaya karmani sangam tyaktva karotyaga lipyatena sapapena padmapatram ivambasa. So then we will not be getting any sinful reactions. So lipyate nasapapena, like a lotus leaf is untouched by water, padmapatram ivambasa. So like that, we will not be touched by the sins. So like a lotus leaf is not touched by water. So similarly, we will not be touched, we will not be entangled by the sinful reactions. So that's what Krishna is teaching, that we have to work, we have to do everything only for the satisfaction of Krishna, only as an offering unto Krishna. Then our life is very, very meaningful. We need to achieve that status. That status is known as yoga. So for that, we have to act. So that is known as yukta. We need to regulate. So that is known as yukta. So we need to achieve the status of yoga by regulating all our activities. That is yukta. So then all our distress will be completely gone. Yogo bhavati dukkha ha. Dukkha ha means dukkha is destroyed. Dukkha is gone. That's it. Our distress is destroyed. So that's what is needed. So dukkha ha. That is possible only by regulating all our activities, eating, sleeping, and other recreational activities. Anything we do, we have to understand the limits. We need to do everything in a limited way, in a regulated way. So then there is no problem. So that is the way to achieve the status of yoga. When we become a yogi, so when we achieve that status of yoga, so then we are not connected, we are not attached to anything in this material world. We are ready to elevate ourselves to the Brahma Bhuta platform. So that means we will find happiness only within ourselves, nothing from outside at all. So that's why Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma Nasochati Nakangsati Samagas Sarveshu Bhuteshu Madbhaktim Labate Param. That is the status what we need to achieve. Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma. So then there is no need to worry about anything. Nasochati. There is no need for any lamentation. And no need to desire anything in this material world, material sense objects. Nakankshati. So that's what happens when we achieve the status of Brahman level. Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma Nasochati Nakankshati. Because we find happiness only within ourselves. So we don't have to desire anything from outside. Anta Sukham, Yonta Sukho Antararamaga, Tatantaga Jyotirevayaga, Sayogi Brahma Nirvanam, Brahma Bhuto Adhigachati. So we need to achieve that Brahma Nirvana, we need to achieve that Brahman platform, Brahma Bhuto Adhigachati. So then at that point of time, we don't have to lament for anything. We don't have to hanker for anything. So nothing. We have to simply Samaka Sarveshu Bhuteshu Madbhaktim Labate Para. So we can be simply equal to all living entities and do everything for Krishna and simply enjoy. So by getting the supreme devotion unto Krishna, Madbhaktim Labate Param. So that's what we want. We need the supreme devotion unto Krishna. We should love our Krishna. All the time focus our mind only on Krishna, not on anything else. That's why Krishna is saying that Mam Ekam. That's what, that only on me. That's it. Mam Ekam means only me, nothing else. Only Krishna, nothing else. So then we will be able to go to Goloka with the mercy, by the mercy of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. We will be able to make use of this human body very effectively to actually purify ourselves. Kayena manasa buddhya kevalair indriyairapi yoginaga karma kuruvanti sangam tyaktva atma suddhaye. So with the body, mind, senses, intelligence, kayena, manasa, buddhi, kevala, indriya, api, yoginaga karma kurvanti. The yogis perform the activities, yoginaga karma kurvanti, sangam tyaktva, by giving up all the attachment. So that is only for atma suddhaye. So only for the purification of our soul. So we should purify our soul. Atma suddhi is very, very important. How we are going to get there? Simply focusing on what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, simply by listening to Krishna's instructions and just acting based on what Krishna's message, our soul will get purified, because this Bhagavad Gita is the purified, this knowledge. There is nothing else is purer than this Bhagavad Gita. Nahi jnanena sadusam pavitramika. So that is going to happen over a period of time when we study Bhagavad Gita again and again, and when we follow Krishna's instructions every day, and when we fully ourselves involved in this, just practicing what Krishna is teaching us in this Bhagavad Gita. So that means we are going to purify our soul. That means we are going to give up all desires to enjoy the material sense objects, because that is the only reason we are struggling and suffering in this material world. That's what Krishna is also saying, going to answer. Today we are going to study a sloka, as I mentioned earlier, which we have quoted many times in the past, that Arjuna is asking a question. Because Krishna told Arjuna that Indriyasya te ragadvesa vivastito tayo na vasamagachet taukesya paribandhana. So one should not come under the control of such regulations. So there are rules and regulations to enjoy the sense objects, but one should not come on under the control of such regulations, because they are the stumbling blocks. So Arjuna is asking a question to Krishna that I don't want to come under such regulations. I don't want to commit any sins, but I'm still forced to commit sins. So that's a very, very important question, which all of us are experiencing every day. So that's what Arjuna's questions are very much practical. So what Arjuna is asking, so let us study now, continue. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, we are I keep the Bhagavad Gita open. Okay, so we finished 35 slokas in the third chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So sloka number 34, what we studied, Krishna is teaching us that so in the sloka number 34, Krishna is teaching us that Indriyasya Indriyasyarte Ragadvesha Vyavastito Tayo Navasamagachet Tauyasya Paripandino. That's what Krishna is saying. Indriyasya Indriyasyate Ragadvesha Vyavastito Tayo Navasamagachet Tauyasya Paripandino. So there are rules and regulations. So indriyasya indriyasyate raga dvesa vyavastito. So raga and dvesa, attachment and aversion. So there are rules and regulations. So basically there are principles to regulate attachment and aversion pertaining to the senses and their objects. One should not come under the control of such attachment and aversion because they are stumbling blocks on the path of self-realization. That's what Krishna is doing. So they are the stumbling blocks. So now in the next sloka, Krishna said that what we studied in the sloka number 35 yesterday. Shreyan swadharmo vigunaha paradharmat swanustita swadharme nidanam shreyaga paradharmo bhayavagaga. Shayan swadharmo vigunaga paradharmat anustita. So it is better to perform one's own duty that is based upon one's swabhava. So even though faultily, compared to performing others' duty perfectly. So vigunaga anustita. Vigunaga is faulty. Anustita is perfectly. So shayan swadharma. Shayan is it's better. It's better to perform one's own swadharma faultily compared to perform others' dharma, paradharma, perfectly. Because swadharme nidanam sheyagam. So even though if we do it wrongly, our swadharma, still it is better, whereas paradharma bhayavakaka, that is very dangerous. The paradharma, others' dharma is very dangerous. The reason is that our goal is to get out of the three modes of material nature. We don't want to be controlled by the modes of nature. We want to free ourselves. So when we are controlled by a particular swabhava, particular mode of nature, we should not try to get ourselves into other modes of nature, other swabhava, all such things. We should not try to do that, other paradharma, because we should try to go along the flow and free ourselves from the modes of nature. That's what is very important. So that's why Krishna is teaching like this. So it's better to perform one's own duty. It's better to discharge one's prescribed duties, even though faultily, than another's duties perfectly. Distraction in the course of performing one's own duty is better than engaging in another's duties. For to follow another's path is dangerous. That's what Krishna is saying. So then in the next sloka, what we are studying today, Arjuna is asking a question. Arjuna uvacha Atakena prayuktoyam papam charati purushaka anichanna pivarshneya baladiva niyojitaga. Arjuna said, Atakena, by what? Atakena prayuktoyam, something is forcing, impelled. By what one is impelled? Papam charati purushaga, to sinful acts. So, purushaga, a person, by what one is impelled to sinful acts unwillingly, anichannapi varshne, or descendant of Vrishni, unwillingly, baladiva niyojitaga, as if engaged by force. So by what one is impelled to sinful acts unwillingly, as if engaged by force? Arjuna said, O descendant of Vrishni, by what is one impelled to sinful acts even unwillingly, as if engaged by force? It's a very, very important question, because all of us are, we are experiencing that we know that it is sin. We don't want to do it, but we will still do it because we are forced to commit sins. We are experienced. So that is very important question. Now Krishna is going to answer that, which we are going to study in the next slokas and understand it up to sloka number 43. So we are going to finish this third chapter and understand. Hare Krishna. Now let us chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and focus our mind on the transcendental sound vibration. Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swami Niti Namini. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namini. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini. Om Jnanatimirādasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurmi Rittamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindam. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna to all the devotees. I kindly request the devotees to use the Zoom raise hand feature to ask your questions to Guruji. Subir Mishra Prabhu, Prapati Ghosh Mataji, Hina Mataji, Mithun Prabhu, Hema Mataji, Surya Krishna Prabhu, and Venkat Nagarjun Prabhu says, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare. Hare Krishna.
Ravin Prabhu has raised his hand.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Guruji, wonderful class, Guruji. Your lecture was so nice today, as usual. So it's so wonderful. Guruji, so today the Arjuna's question, it also, although looks so simple, that what is impelling us to do the papam by force. But what I learned and understood from you and your lecture is that this is a very important question and it has got very deep meaning. And the reason what I am understanding is that this is the key of our success to Krishna consciousness or yoga, because this is talking about our every moment that we are what is forcing us into, and that is the actually our attachment to the result. And the key question is that are we doing papam, and how much of papam we are doing? So probably we are doing a lot of papam always, except when we are in Krishna consciousness or when we are in yoga. At that time only we are not doing papam. Otherwise we are always doing papam, because we are thinking about the result and getting attached to its the result, and that is and in short that is the karma. So the karma is a reason why we are forced into doing the work. And if that is the case, then we are incurring the sins, and sins is nothing but we will end up into sinful reaction. Sinful reaction is nothing but we will be either krodha or we will be too much happy kind of thing, which both are not good. So if we don't get attached, then that is the only time when we are actually in Krishna consciousness or yoga. Is that right, Prabhuji, my understanding?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. We should be always attached to Krishna. We should be detached from everything in this world. That's why Krishna is saying that asanga sastrena dridena chitva. So we need to cut down all the attachment with the weapon of detachment. Yes,
Yes, Prabhuji. So thank you. And and as I mentioned, we should detach from everything and surrender ourselves to Krishna. Think
of
about
course.
him all the time.
Then
So
all the papa will be destroyed by him. He will remove away all these things.
yeah.
Yes.
we
Whatever
will
sins
not.
we committed in, yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, we will not be impelled to do anything else because there is no time left here, right? So the number
That's why
of
in the
papas.
third chapter we are studying, Krishna is teaching us, especially the last sloka in the third chapter, that by controlling the mind, we should conquer the enemy, that is kama. So there is Jagi Satru Mahabahu, Kama Rupam Durasadam, there is Evam Buddhe Parambhutva, Samstabhya Atmanam Atmanaga. By bringing the mind under the control of the self, then only we can do that. If mind is not in our control, we cannot do that.
Yes, Prabhuji. So I understand that this is a very key question, and this is the key root. This is a root cause for all our miseries. So I just wanted to verify with you. So
That's why
thank you.
chanting is very important. Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. So chanting and always remaining under Krishna's thoughts, his pastimes, Leela, so that we reduce our time that we are actually in the Rajoguna or to work with attachment kind of thing. So that reduces automatically, and over a period of time, it makes sense that we will actually go into the pure sattva, Shuddha sattva, and then nirguna kind of thing. So it all adds up, Guruji. It's so wonderful, Guruji. So nice to hear from you each and every day. Thank you very much. Really inducted, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama.
Hare Rama. Rama
Hare
Rama.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna to all devotees.
Thank you, Guruji. Brinda Jaising Mataji has raised her hand.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for the class. It's wonderful knowing that we should not get involved in places where our mind is too drawn away into this material activities.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Guruji. So we have to abstain ourselves with this awareness that where I'm going to be misled. I like this point very much today. So
Yes, ma'am.
it's a very, very it's a very, very important action on our part to take with that awareness that if I will go into this materialistic place, I will be again drawn into more sinful reactions. So I must abstain and rather stay in touch with myself, focusing on Krishna.
Yes, ma'am. That is true. So when all of us will act together to spread Krishna's message, we will be engaged completely in Krishna's service. So at that point of time, we will be freed from all this materialistic endeavors. Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Guruji. And one doubt I wanted to clarify is when you speak of Parabrahman and Brahman, Paramatma, and Supreme Personality of Godhead, aren't they all same?
Yes, they are all same. Sometimes Brahman refers to ourselves also, and but it all depends upon the context, in what context Krishna is teaching. But most of the time, it refers to Krishna himself. Yes,
because they said even from Brahman you can fall down, but you have to go beyond Brahman. Is it
no. That is a different. There is a different type of realization. What is Brahman realization, Paramatma realization, Bhagavan realization. But this Brahman platform, what Krishna is teaching us, that Brahma Bhuta platform. So the Brahma Bhuta platform is freed ourselves from the three modes of material nature. So that's what is known as Brahma Bhuta platform. So once we reach Brahma Bhuta platform, and then if we are able to maintain that same status until the time of death, then we'll go to Goloka. That's
okay, Guruji. Yes, it's clarified. because sometime Prabhupada's books also I have been reading about this, so I was a little confused.
Yeah, that is a Brahman realization is just realizing, that just realization, but that is not achieving Brahma Bhuta platform. Brahma Bhuta platform means you are freed from the modes of nature.
Yes, Guruji. Thank you for this clarification. It was a very nice class and I really enjoyed it. And, I think we have to be like a sponge, just absorbing what you are saying and then applying it
We
practically
will
in
do
our
that.
life.
Mataji. We will do, and Krishna will create many, many opportunities for us to serve him. There is no doubt. Mataji.
Yes, Guruji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Guruji. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Hare Ram.
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare
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 Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Hare.
Rama, Hare Hare.
Today, this class is again one very important class today. I felt that our Ravin Prabhu also explained in a very nice way that karma is the one which is doing all the thing. For the question, the 36th sloka question Mr. Arjun is asking to Krishna. That question is everybody's question, as you said. There is no doubt about it. But at the same time, we all as human beings, whenever good thing happens to us, we always say that it is God's grace. It happened as a luck. But when bad thing happens, we don't say it is luck or this thing. That is
It's unlucky. Unlucky.
unlucky, and human tendency is that. That is the thing which you explained in the starting of the class, that we are not doing anything. But we don't
That is
realize
true.
that.
And another important point is that if we are engaged in Krishna's service completely, then there is no bad thing going to happen. Krishna is saying very clearly in Bhagavad Gita that by his mercy, all our problems will be solved. We will not face any problems at all. Yes.
I agree 100%. Guruji says is 100% true, and we have to follow in our life,
Yes.
no doubt about it. But at the same time, he has created in this world man and women. That is the thing Ravin Prabhu was telling, karma that he was telling. So
Karma
after-
refers to any desires to enjoy the material
that means the
sense
desire
objects.
to enjoy starts there.
Yeah,
When
it
he
starts
has
there,
created,
but everything, all the senses, it's
he has
all
created two senses here already in the world, in the material world. And if that two senses, instead of only man or only woman, this will be very much reduced. No doubt about it, as we think. That means we have to forget that we are human being in
we
the
have
nature.
to see the soul only, not even
Yes.
man, woman. We have to see the soul. Everybody. That's why Krishna is saying that we should see everyone equally.
Yes, soul, we have to. But that realization comes only if you start praying Krishna and reading
Exactly.
Bhagavad Gita.
Just
The-
fully
the-
surrender
that
unto
is the-
Krishna, completely
otherwise-
depend on Krishna. Yes.
Otherwise, 999 people thinks the way which I am telling, that in two sense, that is the problem, that only one is able to visualize that. That is the big problem in the world. That is a thing which I felt when today's class, when we discussed all these things, when you discussed. And the question is again very, very interesting question, which tomorrow we will see what Krishna is going to say about that. So no doubt about it, we have to follow only Krishna, no other way. If you want to
Yes.
come out of this unwanted things,
Yes.
no other
Only
way.
Krishna. Only we are fully
No
dependent on
other,
Krishna.
no other way.
Yes.
No other. Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you,
you.
Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Guruji. Ajay Prabhu has raised his hand.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Prabhu.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Pranam, Guru. Very nice, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, can you give me examples of Paradharma, Prabhuji? Like, how can we avoid Paradharma?
Yeah, Paradharma is based upon our Swabhava. Whatever is our Swadharma, the other Dharma is Paradharma. Maybe if we have Brahmanical qualities, then trying to act like a Kshatriya is a Paradharma. For example, like Arjuna tells Dronacharya that Trijotama, twice born. So basically it's a Brahmana. But he was made like a Kshatriya, so that was his Paradharma. So like that, there is Paradharma. But for us, actually, when we want to study, like focus on pleasing Krishna, like yesterday in the lecture which I was referring to the sloka, Krishna is saying in the 9th chapter 33, sloka number 33. So bhakta. So when we are a bhakta, so that means we really don't come under we don't really have to dig deeper into that. What is our swadharma? What is our thing? We don't have to worry. When we want to serve Krishna, what we are good at it. So whatever natural skills, what we have, we should utilize it in Krishna's service. That's the main thing. And when we want to serve Krishna, when we want to please Krishna, Krishna knows what we are good at. He knows. And he will make us to serve him that way only. He will make us. He will get the best from us. So that way we really don't even have to think or worry about what is my swadharma, what is my swabhava, what I should do and all. That's why we should be engaged in Krishna's service. That's the main thing. Anything we do, it should be done only for Krishna. So then we are completely out of these kinds of like dharma. Our dharma is only listening to Bhagavad Gita. This Bhagavad Gita is the dharma. Etu dharma mirtam. That's what Krishna is saying. This is the dharma mirtam, this Bhagavad Gita. So just listen to this Bhagavad Gita, follow this Bhagavad Gita. That's it. So that means study Bhagavad Gita every day, chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra every day, prepare prasadam, offer prasadam to Krishna every day, and spread this Bhagavad Gita message. So like that, if we engage what Krishna is teaching in this Bhagavad Gita, then we don't have to really think too much. Hare Krishna. I think you got muted, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Ajay Prabhu, you understood, Prabhu?
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you very much. Yes, Prabhu. Yeah. This is even in 18th chapter, Krishna says, leave all dharma, just surrender to me.
Yes, that's why Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mam Ekam Saranam Vrata. That's the main thing. So our dharma is actually surrendering unto Krishna. That should be our only dharma. Throw away all other dharmas. That's what Krishna is teaching. If we do that, then we don't have to worry about any other dharma.
Yeah, Prabhuji. Listening daily to Bhagavad Gita and worshipping Krishna definitely will bring, I can see
It
the
will take
transformation.
us, no doubt. We are on the right track. We will progress. Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Guruji. Vishnuvardhan Rao Prabhu has raised his hand.
Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Rama Rama, Hare
Thank you, Guruji. Thank you, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare
Rama
Hare.
Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Thank you, Guruji. There are no more questions. Thank you, Guruji, for today's class. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Deepesh Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
I'm back in the US now.
Yes, Prabhu. So,
And I missed a few classes, still getting over jet lag.
yes.
But
When did you come from?
14th evening. So
Okay.
yeah. So
It'll take few more days. When the
okay.
classes are starting for your children, Prabhu?
Yeah, they are on 18th. They are starting
Okay.
for my son, but my daughter, I think 22nd. So
Okay. Then they will be out of the jet lag.
yeah, hopefully they will be out by then. But thank you for the wonderful class. My mother is also doing better, and
Yes.
she's using a walker to walk. I told her she should focus on walking to the she has a temple in her kitchen,
Mhm.
and to worship Krishna over there. Krishna is there,
Yes.
so she should just focus on doing that, and she will soon be walking to at least the temple to do her worship with Krishna, and then later on she can focus on going to the real temple also. So
Yes.
to worship Krishna. So just focus on that, and I think that will help her get there. But she's doing better. But thank you for
Krishna is mercy. We are all praying. Definitely, Krishna's mercy is there. Yes, very nice to know that he is recovering fast. Yes, bro.
Yeah. Thank
So
you
you
for the
also
wonderful
could spend
class.
some time with her. That's very nice. Yes, bro.
Yeah, after 4.5 years, so it was needed. But yeah, everything is good. Otherwise, thank you for the wonderful class, Guruji. And Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Rama
Hare.
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Shashireka Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Very, very interesting class today, Guruji. Very. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And it was very nice to hear what Ravin Prabhu had to summarize and what Brinda Mataji had to say. Very, very interesting. And I think I had one question when you started the class. One thing that you said, we are not the doer. Yeah, we understand this question, but you made a reference to something. You said, for example, if somebody commits a crime, then he is not the doer. But in the context, this is one question that I've always had since you brought it up today. I'm asking you, in the context of the world, I understand that if the person who commits the crime is not punished, then there is no deterrent to committing crime, because people on their own don't understand that they are not supposed to get into. I know they are not the doer, I understand, but I'm talking in the context. So
when the real punishment is given, we need to understand that that person is controlled by that particular, he has got a particular swabhava to commit crimes. So when you are putting him in jail, punishing him, you are not letting him to commit more sins because you are restricting him, you are forcing him, correct? So that is the punishment you are giving, but still he is not the doer. But you punish him because he will not commit more sins. It's not that he will not commit, we are not letting the Maya to commit more sins through him.
Yeah, we are not allowing that opportunity. But is there, I mean, is that not the right alternative? Is that not the right solution, or should there be some other solution?
Alternative, because even Krishna himself says that Paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya duskritam dharma samsapanartaya sambhavami yuge yuge, correct? To protect the pious and annihilate the miscreants.
Yeah,
so
right.
That's why. So yes.
So what we understand is that yes, even though the authorities, I mean, I don't know whether the authorities realize that he's not the doer, but even though we realize that he's not the doer, we are not the doer, but still there is no other alternative, and therefore we stick to this. We have to, in the existing circumstances,
we should know that the modes of nature are that always we should keep in our mind. That's what is very important.
Yeah. But Guruji, this knowledge has as you have previously also, I had asked you when I was facing some, I mean, when I had these issues with people, or when I was perceiving people to be like this or to be like that, and why are they negative and things like that, and you had explained this, and therefore I think this knowledge is, like you said, we should know. This knowledge is, I think, very powerful, because what it makes us realize is when we see somebody behaving in a way which is negative, or in a way which is any of these activities, then at least we do not immediately condemn them and hate them and things like that, and we tell ourselves that he is not the one who is doing it. It's the Maya which is making him do. So in terms of accepting them, I think it makes it easier for us. So therefore, we will not have these anger, it doesn't, hatred, those qualities will not come for us. That I think, therefore, that is a very empowering tool to understand that we are not the doer. So to that extent,
even if one commits the most abominable acts, but still if you give him an opportunity to practice Krishna consciousness, if that person takes that opportunity, then he is freed from that. Krishna,
exactly. Exactly. And then we cannot forget the fact that Krishna himself is saying that, the minute you become my bhakta, I have forgiven you for everything. So who are we to even think of anyone like that, isn't it, Guruji? So I think, yeah, this is a beautiful, every day there is a finer, there are, these fine, we are fine tuning us. There are better, more and more nuances that we are, understanding, which enables us to practice in the true sense Bhagavad Gita. So thank you so much for that, Guruji. I'm extremely, extremely indebted to you. And I mean, this is truly such an enjoyable experience. I just have no words to say. Thank you so much, Guruji. Thank you for keeping us in Krishna consciousness. Extremely indebted and grateful to you. Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Ram. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Asha Singh Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Guruji. One nice session. Krishna is always reminding us that he is the doer. We have to concentrate on that.
Exactly. Yes, Mataji.
Guruji, I have a question. What are the 5 factors?
There is Adhisthanam, Tata, Karta, Karanam cha, Pratak Vidam, Vividascha, Pratak Cheshta, Devam Chaivatra, Panchamam. There is the place of action. There is the field of action, field of activities, Adhisthanam. Then Karta, the performer. Then Karanam, the various instruments to perform those activities. Karanam cha, Pratak Vidam. Then Vividascha, Pratak Cheshta means various endeavors. And then Devam, God, Krishna. So these are the 5 factors.
Yes, Guruji.
All the 5 factors have to come together for any action to succeed. Otherwise, it will not happen. Yes.
Yes, Guruji. Thank you so much, Guruji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Sumati Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for the wonderful class, Guruji, and thank you for keeping us in Krishna consciousness. Very interesting to hear about how Sashireka's observation about how we have to view others' actions and how others can also view our behavior. Driven by the modes of nature.
Modes of nature, yes.
Guruji. One thing which I wanted to ask you, Guruji, yesterday my sister-in-law's house, the dog died, and they had taken care of the dog for a long time. It was lucky to have been in their house. That's what I felt. So this time, will the dog's soul, get a human birth, because it had gone into a good family all these years? How is the transition? How do we know the transition happens? And it was a sattvic kind of a dog. It was a good dog. So
actually, Mataji, so it is basically the way you are explaining that Atma itself is a good Atma. That's why it got such a life in this life. But they all go through the natural evolution. But whatever the actions they are doing, they are not committing any sins or anything, correct? So they will actually evolve. There is a spiritual evolution. What we study in biology, in the things like material evolution, like the genes changing, all those things. So like that, this Atma is also evolving from one body to higher body, next body, so something like that. Definitely it will get a human body at some time, but we are not sure for your question whether directly it's going to become get a human body or not. So everything it depends, because Krishna only knows. Krishna is there with the dog. in this body also, and next body also Krishna is going to go with that dog. So whatever happens, the soul is transmigrating. So definitely it's going to get an opportunity. Yes.
Okay, Guruji. I was really wondering yesterday, because of all the classes we have had, that you were telling, right? Even from animals we can change over depending on.
Yes. But they are not responsible for what they are doing. It is because they are completely controlled by the mode. They cannot control the modes. They cannot come out of the modes of nature using that body. Only with the human body only we can do that.
Is there any difference between the souls of animals and plants and human beings?
Not at all. The soul is same soul. Same soul means there is no difference at all. That's why Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavigastini Suni Chaiva Swapakecha Pandita Samadarshina. So a person with the virtue of knowledge, a Pandita will see with equal vision a cow, an elephant, a Brahmana, and a cow and an elephant, and a dog eater, everyone equally, because there is no difference, the soul, because it has got a dog's body, that's it. But next time, whatever body it takes. For us also, it is not guaranteed that next time we'll take a human body. In general, people who are not devotees of Krishna, who are very much attached to sense objects, like committing a lot of sins, so they are not assumed to. Muda yonisu jayate. That's why Krishna is saying that they will get birth in the animal species. That's what Muda yonisu jayate.
Okay. Okay.
For us, it is guaranteed. We are definitely on the way to Goloka. We will, if we are not able to reach Goloka this life, we will at least get another better human body to continue our sadhana. There is no doubt. That way, we should be really very, very happy.
Okay. Okay, Guruji. Thank you. Thank you very much, Guruji. I missed the initial part of your class. I will catch up on it by listening to the YouTube. Thank you, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Mani Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
This is nice, Prabhuji. Guruji, today's class was very excellent, wonderful.
Yes,
and it explained in depth many things. So I don't want to get into a vocabulary of so many things. So the essence of it is, see, our great Guruji, Prabhupada, who gave the original Bhagavad Gita for all, Prabhuji's Guru, great Guru. He told that we have to live like a lotus, and there are so many examples I've gone through. But the real issue is the same thing, the question which Arjuna asked Krishna. Say, I want to get away from all these things. I don't want to do anything. But still, there is a challenge you have to go through. So, we all Bhakta are going through the same mode. So, it's a very difficult question Arjuna asked Krishna. What answer Krishna has gave? Why we have to go through this?
Yeah, we are going to understand in the coming slokas, Prabhu, everything Krishna is teaching very, very clearly. Next 7 slokas. So this is the sloka number 36. So there are 43 slokas in the 3rd chapter. So 37, 38, 39, 40, then 41, 42, 43. 7 slokas. Krishna is going to explain very clearly, completely answering Arjuna's question. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Guru. One more small question, Guruji. See, this all our 500,000 years back, there are many rishi. Everybody has devoted their time, not like this the way we are living a materialistic life. They lived in forest and other things. They had done only tapa. See, all together, why Krishna has not consolidated towards Bhagavad Gita? This I am surprised to know. Except a few, this thing, Shankaracharya, he never commanded that you follow this, that, and all.
Yes,
so definitely,
even I am also confused about that, Prabhu, because I don't know why they say Advaita, Saiva, Vaishnava, all those things are not needed. Only you need to do Bhagavad Gita. Even today's world also, you can take it there's so many movements. They have their own way of worshipping this, and there is a problem. So, and they are very famous. They are very well known. Also, see, different movements are there. So, this 1 in 1,000 identifying to bringing completely to devotee of Krishna based on Bhagavad Gita knowledge is very, very rare. So that's why, yeah, it's
no. Most of them to whom I have interacted or I gone through their books, nobody
no,
has
but they
ignored
must
Bhagavad
not
Gita.
have understood Bhagavad Gita as it is. There is a problem. So you can people can quote slokas from Bhagavad Gita and give lectures for hours, but they will not accept Krishna as the Supreme Lord. I don't know how they are able to do that. People, there are many movements are there. Many they talk about Bhagavad Gita only. They say they are teaching Bhagavad Gita, but they will not accept. They will not, without glorifying Krishna. Every day when we study Bhagavad Gita, every second we are talking about Krishna, Krishna, Krishna only, glorifying Krishna. Without accepting Krishna as the Supreme God, how one can teach Bhagavad Gita or talk about Bhagavad Gita? Krishna is so many times saying,
even a layman like Subramaniam, I understand that whatever you are preaching us, whatever it is written in the Bhagavad Gita, it is simply a Jivan. He is telling us this is the Jivan, that super soul or whatever it is, the Jivan. When that synchronization is happening, that bliss automatically takes place. So all the Mahan who wrote so many books, so many verses, so many proses, it is not required. No, they would have made us to concentrate on only one thing. It doesn't mean that they don't understand. They understood everything. Then why this bhatka here, why we should go here and there to understand the only one objective?
yes, only we can know from Krishna when we go to Goloka, but at least for us, we have got the right place, right knowledge, only directly from Krishna. For us, Bhagavad Gita is enough. And Srimad Bhagavatam, of course. So we will be just able to serve Krishna. Especially we have to identify many devotees. Now, India's population also has increased, correct? So now maybe 1.4 billion, around close to that. So there are 1.4 million devotees are there. We have to identify them.
Yeah, Guruji. It is in the long run, it will happen.
As we discussed a few weeks ago, Prabhu, like there are thousands of devotees, correct, in Bangalore itself. We need to identify them. That's the main thing.
Sure, Guruji. Sure. That is what the job we have undertaken, and we are going to execute that without thinking any other alternative. This is the only goal. Yeah, that is the duty which See, the only thing is which I wanted to ask you, there are many vibration comes in your mind, thought process comes in your mind. So how to select that it is a Krishna's command? That is where the confusion arises.
Bhagavad Gita, refer to Bhagavad Gita. That's it.
That means we will not get
our goal is only to spread Bhagavad Gita, nothing else.
Okay. No,
there should not be any other goal. Only spreading Bhagavad Gita, listening to what Krishna is saying, teaching us in Bhagavad Gita. That's it.
Okay.
We should not have any other goals. That's it.
No. In a day-to-day life, Guruji, we are getting different command. We are driving towards something. One is for
when we get ourselves very busy in Krishna's service, then slowly all other things will get away from us. We will not be. When we start identifying devotees, make more devotees, spreading Bhagavad Gita, offering prasadam to Krishna, chanting Hare Krishna, attending this lecture. So where is the time? There is no time to do other things. It will automatically, everything will get low priority, and then they will be away out of our list. That's it.
So that become a way of life. That is what you are saying.
That is correct. Yes.
Thank you, Guruji. Thank you,
We have
Guruji.
we have a lot of service to do for Krishna. It is going to happen. We will do. Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Rama. Yeah, wonderful class, Guruji. The prasadam which you are getting in the way of Bhagavad Gita, it is going into our mind and soul. Definitely, we are transforming ourselves on day-to-day basis.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Guru.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Suresh Tabir, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Very nice class and lot of good interaction. So your unknown questions also like being answered, Guruji. I do not have
Yes.
specific question, Guruji, but it is very nice class, Guruji, today.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna, Prabhu. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare.
Sunil Shivas Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Oh, Ajay Prabhu. Ajay Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, I just wanted to add the Prabhuji mentioned previously that why we have so many things, right? I felt like it's a like evolution, like consciousness. Not everybody can connect to Bhagavad Gita. It's like only people like Sukruti will be attracted to it. And even Shankaracharya, I think he mentioned this Bhaja Govindam, right? Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam. Yeah, even though he talked about Advaitam but at the end he mentioned chant Govinda, right? Yeah. So yeah, and so ultimately, yeah, I felt like people who have like Sukruti or any good, they will come actual path. Or else others are all in.
Yeah, faith will come. That's simply faith. This is the best time, Prabhu. We are living in a very best time to study Bhagavad Gita. That's it.
Yeah, Prabhuji. Yeah.
You have to make use of it.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Kamlesh Dingra Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna,
Hare
everybody.
Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, just listening and enjoying the discussion. It's good.
Yes.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Hare Krishna. Chandrakanta Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
Today's discussion is very interesting, Guruji. Very interesting, Guruji. The varieties of the various angle for our day-to-day life. Everything is discussed. It's
Yes.
very nice, Guruji. Thank you, Guruji. I don't have any questions, Guruji.
Thank
We
you,
are so
Mataji.
lucky. I'm so lucky to be in this class and to be in Krishna consciousness process. I'm so happy, Guruji. Thank you very
Yes.
much for keeping us in Krishna
Thank
consciousness.
you. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare. Hare Krishna to everyone. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Gayatri Mataji. I'll just come back in 1 minute. I need to put my laptop on charger. Hare Krishna. Just I'll be back in a minute.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hello.
Hare Krishna, Gayatri Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Thank you for sowing Krishna seeds in all our soul, of mind, everywhere.
Yes, Mataji.
Nice questions, nice interactions between all the devotees. Very
That's
nice.
correct. Very, yes, yes.
And
You're
nice.
all a big Krishna conscious family.
Yes. All because of you, nothing more than that.
Yes, Krishna has mentioned.
Yes. And a nice question asked by Arjun. Let's see
Yeah,
what.
very, very important question. Okay.
Let's see what Krishna is going to answer for that tomorrow. Waiting for
Yes,
tomorrow.
yes. Next 7 more slokas, Krishna is one by one. Yes.
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 Waiting for that, Guruji. Very nice. Thank you, Guruji. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you is not the right word. I don't know what to say exactly.
Krishna is not only just answering by what only simple to sinful acts, and Krishna is also answering how to get away from that, solve this problem. That also Krishna answers.
Yes, very interesting. Very interesting. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Ram Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Guruji. At another great class, Guruji. And so every class is very interesting, Guruji. You know, at times when you watch cricket matches, right, when people started scoring at the initial over the match, after that, it's the deal done, Guruji. So similarly, Ravin Prabhu, like a Tendulkar, he came immediately after your class. Then he clarified whatever doubts we have, we were about to ask and all, right, it is deal done. Then immediately, Brinda Jayasee Mataji also, she came in, then Palniyappan Prabhu, all 3 star students, they've completely endorsed whatever you said in their own perspective, then followed by Sashireka Mataji. After coming from Britain, I think she was longing, she missed all your classes, and she has given a different perspective of how to view things, how to relate this with the material life as well, Guruji. That is also required, and very pleasing to hear Shashireka Mataji's voice. It reminds me my school church well, very, very sound and solid, Guruji. Thank you very much, Guruji. Very nice explanation. And one thing is very clear, Guruji, those days they call 10 commandments. So these days, the world of depreciation, everything, you made it very easy, Guruji. An idiot like me, I can't even remember 10. So you made it 3. Very simple, Guruji. All very, very simple. Easiest way to remember, Guruji. We have to chant Mahamantra, offer prasadam, and join your class. These 3 commandments is good enough, Guruji. So it's very easy for me. I don't have
Spread
to
the message. Four things we have to just support.
Yes, Guruji. When I join, naturally I'm spreading that, Guruji. The 4th is a subset of this activity. When I join your class, naturally everyone is watching me. So my relatives and all, and many of them, they are wondering. Now I started wearing Panjagacham, so I have and all those, Guruji. So I thought this is all a crazy act. Even yesterday, my wife was teasing me. She said she's going to complain to my mother what I am doing. We are all Tamil. Why are you wearing like this? Then I told her, why you are wearing a Punjabi kind thing? Then you also wear this Madisar kind things, Guruji. That's what our origin in Srirangam. Right, Guruji. It's all fun goes on, Guruji. But the same way, Lord Krishna is in the base, and your Tamil class and English class is excellent, Guruji. Both ends, both day and night. I'm just remaining in this consciousness, Guruji. Very much indebted to you. This kind of privilege, it won't happen. It won't happen just like that, Guruji. There is a great blessing. There's a great blessing. I received your when you gave a lecture 2 years ago in Tyagara Engineering College. My professor son, he's no more now, and he gave that invitation. Then the Zoom meeting invite and all, Guruji.
That was in the 2019 or yes.
Yes.
Before the pandemic.
Yes, before the pandemic, Guruji. All well, Guruji. I'm very much blessed, and your Guruji Radhanath Swami's YouTube lectures I subscribe, and our other Prabhu was saying mother unable to walk to temple. The real temple is within inside us, Guruji. That Radhanath Swami keep telling us, Guruji. The moment we focus inside, naturally we are getting into that sattvic quality. I don't look anything outside, Guruji. Everything is within me. That's what Radhanath Swami keeps saying, reiterating it again and again. Even quote an example of this Aravind Mafatlal, who was a great man in Mumbai.
Yeah, he's Rishikesh Prabhu.
Yes.
He's a very great devotee in the temple.
Yes, Guruji. See, such a billionaires, those they were ruling India with their business houses and all, Guruji. They set a solid example. Material world, however rich we are, and which is not going to satisfy Guruji. We have to turn inward, relinquish all these things. And like Shashi Mataji mentioned yesterday, people like George Harrison, the entire world was under his feet. Such a great musician, singer, and he donated everything to Hare Krishna movement and surrendered to the Krishna. That's what you mentioned. All the Subhava and all. Once you surrender to Krishna, then that's it, Guruji. We don't have to think anything about it. I'm surrendering myself. What else is required? Then I have to enjoy, Guruji. Sure, Guruji. Ticket to Goloka is reserved. Thank you very much, Guruji. I have to just remind. So now I can't even jump out, Guruji. I've already started moving the plane. We are all in the midway. Okay. So Goloka is assured to us, Guruji. All
Yes,
what is over here. Thank you very much, Guruji. Hare Krishna to all. Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare
Rama,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Mahendra Shukla Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare
Dandavat
Krishna.
Pranam. Hare
Dandavad
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Thank you, Guru. आपका आशीर्वाद बना रहे. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Kaziravan Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu. Manoranjan Sadhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Guruji, today's class is very interesting class. Really, I have enjoyed this class. Guruji. Thank you, Guruji. Thank you for the class. Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Manoranjan Sadhu Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Very enlightening class, Guruji, and really Ram Prabhu and all devotees are very enlightening their mind with the highest knowledge, the transcendental knowledge. It's a great, by interaction, we will be more inspired, more be charged with your Krishna and ultimate knowledge here. Receiving. I'm very indebted to you. So I am just I'm not feeling well now. So really, it is God's mercy. Something happened, means we have to be cautious. Thank you, Guruji. Pranam, Guruji. Sakya Pranaman.
Hare Krishna, Pranam, Pranam. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Sunil Shivas Prabhu, you are not able to unmute, I understand. Hare Krishna, now let us listen to Srila Prabhupada's Kirtan. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.